Live from the Planet Love-Tron, y'all. Thomas Game Podcast. Hey, I don't know what number this is.
Oh, shoot.
Number 50-something.
It's in the 50s already?
I don't know. I really don't know. We off on the numbers, man. One thing
see.
I did forget. My name is
DJ Realm Life.
I'm here with the Queen, of course. Didn't forget her name.
They know my name. It's just Tiffany. They know my name. It's just Tiffany. Episode 49. They know my name. It's just Tiffany.
Episode 49. Okay. We gotta do something big for the next one. It's 50.
Yeah, it's been a while. That's why we couldn't keep up, you guys.
How you doing this evening?
Good.
Get some of that drink. Get some of that.
I got some. You got
Fix
yours?
that too. Get that too right, man.
Nigga, please.
Get that too together. Get that two together. Get it together. Get it together. Okay. We'll see. All right. So you say you good?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Of course, people listening, please go ahead and subscribe. YouTube. Also, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other listening platforms as well, man. Go ahead and when you get on YouTube, man, hit the like button, man. Tell us what you think. Like, comment, share. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you say could help us. You know what I'm saying? Can encourage us to do better. So let us know. We appreciate it. Before we get started, I'm going to keep it brief. But, you know, when I lost another childhood hero in the hip-hop industry, Biz Markie, passed away the other day. Complications of diabetes. So rest in peace to him. We send our prayers and condolences to him and to his family. You know, rest in peace. You know, if you don't know who he is, man, do your Googles, man. Vapor is just a friend, one of the hip-hop pioneers.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody who listened to us know who he is and heard the news was sad.
Yeah, and if you don't get anything from it, man, just take care of your health, you know. But stream his music, man. Biz Markie. If you don't know who he is, check him out, man. Let some of that money go to his family. So again, prayers and condolences go out to his family and friends. Rest in peace, Biz Markie. So, what do we want to get into first?
We never talked about that movie Love and Basketball.
She got the vapors. Oh, go ahead.
Who?
Biz Markie. That's okay. Go ahead.
No, so that movie, there's a lot of disrespect. Well, I think it's disrespect on Q's end, but we gonna talk about it. But what was the question that you wanted to bring up? Because you wanted to talk about it.
We talking about Love and Basketball, y'all. Movie featuring All My Epps, who plays Q, and the beautiful and lovely Sanaa Lathan that plays Monica. Just want to talk about the ramifications of their relationship. You know, from being kids to being teenagers, young adults in college, and then after college being adults. They have a lot of interesting turns and twists in their relationship.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to ask, like, not just you, just people, ladies listening as well.
Oh, we should have posted that. Dang.
We should have. Forgot to do it. I thought about it and I forgot about it. First question I want to ask, would you be as patient as Monica was? Remember, they were together. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was some disrespect in college that you're gonna talk about in a second. Mm-hmm. After college, he went into the NBA. He got engaged to, I forgot who it was. Tyra Banks.
Yeah, she played the fiance.
Right. Mm-hmm. And she waited and even, you know, played the little, you know, the basketball game at the end. So would you have been that patient with someone like that?
No, I probably wouldn't. Only because they both love basketball, right? So he knew how important basketball was for her, and she knew how important basketball was for him. But I feel like at some point, because of what he was going through, and he was going through some stuff at home with his dad, and he had his own career that he was focusing on, I feel like he wasn't supportive of her.
His dad was going through problems with his mom and
right.
and getting divorced and all that. He was infidelity issues.
Right. So that scene where they were on the bleachers and she had to go back to the dorm.
Right.
He was upset because she couldn't stay out and talk. But I felt like he wasn't being supportive and understanding. And to me, if this was a real life situation, ladies, that is a red flag, because you have to support one another in your relationship. You have to support one another. Things are going to come. Things are going to happen. And I know this is just a movie, but again, in real life situations
and relationships,
let that be a red flag, because he started like just doing some real shady shit because she had to go back before curfew.
And he should have been understanding, being that he was a student athlete.
Right. So I'm like, he should have understood that, but because he didn't, and she wasn't there to, talk to him about what he was going through personally, he like wanted to throw the whole relationship away.
So, okay, you said that was and might be right. Could have been a red flag. So would that have stopped the relationship for you with that one red flag? What?
No, I think it would have been other stuff leading up to it. I mean, that's just one thing. To me, the whole movie, he came off very arrogant, very selfish. Even when they was kids, when she went up to them to play basketball when it was at the park, and he was like, "You good?" And she was like, "Yeah." What she say? Better than you, or something like, "I ball better than you." But because she was a girl,
I think that's what it more was, because she was a girl. That's why,
right?
And she wasn't scared to back it down because he was a boy,
right?
So I think it was more,
right? But I mean, I don't know.
And he was a son of an NBA player.
Yeah.
So it was kind of all of that.
But even, okay, so fast forward later on when they were actually in college and dating, and after the scene where she wasn't able to stay up past curfew to talk to him, the next day she caught him in the house with another girl, and he just downplayed it like, "Oh, this such and such, meet whoever. I'm taking a girl to Burger King. You want to come?"
Go?
What? What? So yeah, I didn't like that. I mean, I don't know. Those would have been red flags for me. But I feel like in real life, a lot of women will tolerate so much before they just throw in the towel, which is cool. I mean, I would do it too. I've done it. I have, and I will do it because you shouldn't be so easy to call it quits. But at the same time, I felt like he tried her.
He did. Well, do you think that she tolerated it because she really loved him? Because this was her first love.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they were friends.
Yeah, they were friends first.
Good friends, actually. And then they started dating.
And the common denominator that they had together was basketball. That was their love. Mm-hmm. And she thought, like what a lot of people think is when they're together, that they're going to be together forever.
Right.
So this was her.
But they had no real reason to break up. It was like petty.
I won't say it's petty. When people feel like you're not there for them, when they're going through something bad, and you not supportive, and you're leaving them behind at their most vulnerable time, that could be an issue for some people, and that's probably how he felt.
She didn't leave him though. She was there. They talked about it. They discussed it. He wanted her to be there the whole night. I mean, is that really fair to ask of somebody?
No, but that's going to his mind. When his mindset is when he really needed you at that moment, you wasn't there. He said that.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Right. So that's why he feels that way. Not it's not right or wrong, but he felt at that moment when I needed you the most, you couldn't be there for me.
Right. Because he was having daddy issues.
Come on. If that's what you want to call it. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. More parent issues than just daddy issues. Because it affected his mom, too. But the thing
about it is, in this situation, he should have been more understanding because it was outside of her control. She wouldn't have been able to play the next day had she stayed out past curfew. Those are rules outside of her control. Now, if she just decided she just wanted to go home because she was tired, okay, I can understand that.
That's a lot to ask for a 19-year-old kid, though, for him to be understanding. He's 19.
And same for him. He was asking for her to be understanding.
I'm saying there was a lot for him to be understanding, to think that way. He's 19 years old, yeah.
But my whole thing, the movie's called Love and Basketball. Both of them had a passion for basketball. He knew how important it was. And I think this is where a lot of people start to get jealous in their relationship. I felt like in his mind, she was choosing basketball over him. He always said that, basketball should have been your man. He always made that joke in the movie.
Spalding,
the ball, right? So, and I felt like he always compared how she, her priorities to her priorities in the relationship.
So the Burger King situation, would that have been the last flag for you? Because you would have been fighting. You would have been fighting on that side.
I would have drugged that bitch out of that room and drugged him too. You taking her to Burger King and she talking about hi. Did she say hi? Did she speak?
She did, but then she wanted to leave. Yeah,
because she saw the look that's the night. Well,
Monica. She just knew it was an awkward situation. She didn't. I don't think
it was awkward. And then his friends was there. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that. That's wrong.
He embarrassed her, man. But okay, so he had the Burger King situation. After that, he goes pro. I think he leaves after his freshman year. Mm-hmm. Against his father's will, but at that point, he's mad at his dad for the infidelity that they did to the family, to his mom. So he's going pro. He lets her know, which you guys will see, it'll probably be the art cover for this podcast. He when he's on the step, he's like, I decided to go pro, and he just and pretty much tells her, hey, this is over.
Right.
So how do you feel about that? Like, what's your take on that? How do you feel about that part there?
That he just made the decision without talking to her?
Right.
Or?
Just everything. Made the decision.
I mean,
we can still be friends. Maybe he said that.
I think that was all like that impulse was based off of what he was going through at home. I don't think if he wasn't going through what he was going through at home,
it wouldn't have happened.
It wouldn't have happened like that. But when you go through certain things, you make emotional decisions, and then it affects your personal life, and it can ruin a lot of things. So
yeah, prior to that, his dad, his dad was like his hero. His dad would tell him, "Hey, don't go pro,"
right?
And he was going to listen,
right?
So yeah, I agree. He made, which I always say is don't make any decisions based off how your emotions are,
right?
And he did that. Mm-hmm. So then he goes pro. She goes overseas. I guess they lose contact. She comes back. She's working in the bank. He's making fun of her because she's dressed up and all that.
Yeah.
And, she sees him again. I believe she started catching feelings for him again, right?
Well, the feelings never went away because remember, she was just like basketball wasn't fun anymore because you're not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like she loved him, and I think they both loved the sport of basketball, but they loved the sport of basketball when they both were doing it together.
Yeah, like basketball was they were each other.
And that's what they had in common. That was their connection, their chemistry.
So he's engaged. Tyra Banks.
He didn't want to be engaged to that. Man, why
you
y'all do that?
Y'all
be sitting here going with these women. Y'all really don't.
Why you say that? Why you say he wasn't happy being engaged? Why? What?
She was a trophy wife. She was a trophy fiance.
She was.
Fiance. And he let his pride separate him from the love he had with Monica. And he probably regretted it. He, played hard to get when they did the little basketball game. She competed for his love, which is crazy. But she fought for him. She did fight for him. And I'm not mad at her. If you had somebody in your life that you love and that you can work it out, you fight for that. You fight for them all the way.
Do you see a modern woman of today fighting for a man like that?
Kevin Samuels, modern women. Stop.
It's true.
Stop.
It's true. Do you see modern women fighting for a man to
extreme?
that extreme?
Consider Monica a modern woman?
I said, do you see modern women? No, she's the girl next door.
Oh, okay.
And she was.
I do see women fight for men all the time, but they fight over men, which is crazy to me. So
no, okay, they fight for men because of themselves.
Right.
She fought for him because she really loved him. Yeah. Do you see women of today doing that? I would think so.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of women, they want to hold on to what's familiar, what's comfortable. They want to hold on to that. A lot of women want to, especially if they know they have something good, and if it's nothing serious that caused you guys to split, women will stay to the end and fight to the end and just want it to work. It may be him. He may not want to be there, or he may be going through some things. I don't see a woman leaving unless there's like maybe infidelity or abuse or something like that going on. But I don't see women just leaving. They'll stick around.
I do. I don't see
you. So you mean to tell me you see more women leaving than staying?
If it's a marriage, because they wasn't even boyfriend and girlfriend anymore. If it's a marriage, I can see a woman fighting for their marriage. But being that it was, like we stated, it was so much disrespect with him that he did. Maybe not intentionally, but he did. I don't see a woman of today sticking around for somebody like that. And then he's engaged.
I think they would. I think women they tolerate a lot of stuff, unnecessary stuff too. And they're not married. They're not in real committed, quote unquote relationships. And I think they'll deal with that. They'll stick with it, especially if he's a good guy. At the end of the day, I think they will.
I think they would stay with him because he was a ball player. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, so now you changing it. I thought we were just talking about hypothetically speaking. Now we're talking about Monica, Sanaa Lathan in his situation, people in their situation, just them. I still would say yes, but if you're talking about a high value man versus a modern woman, like an average woman,
the same situation, just minus a movie, the same exact situation. Like in general, I don't see.
But he wasn't like pro like that. He was still living next door.
He was a pro.
Okay, but what I'm saying
was in league.
he had got hurt. He was in the league.
Yeah, he was in the league.
But it wasn't that serious. Like he got hurt maybe the first game?
No, he was in the league for a while. Like he already was a journeyman, meaning that he moved around. So he was in the league. He was, you could be considered a high value man. He made more than the average.
But I think women would stay if he was an average man. Honestly, like I see that more. I feel like women stick around too long sometimes.
I mean, I agree with that, but
like I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I think more women choose to stay than just leave. More women will choose to fight for their relationship and hold on for whatever reason.
We could agree to disagree on that one. As far as this situation, what you're saying in general, right. I kind of agree, but this situation.
What situation? No. What you disagree about?
About fighting and sticking around, like in a situation like this. I don't. If this happened in real life, I don't see women sticking around. I think the final straw would have been. Actually, when he decided to go pro, I think that would have been the final straw. And then he goes pro. He's engaged.
You think and then a woman would leave if her man went pro?
If he pretty much said we could be friends and I'm done with you,
she's gonna try to convince him. She's gonna try to convince him that it can work, and she's gonna do everything in her power to hold on to him. In that case, she may not have a choice because he already made up his mind that he doesn't want to be with her, but that's not her decision. That's his. I think her decision would be to, maybe we can work it out. I'll change. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Like, I feel like women will give their all before they just cut ties with somebody.
And talking about this movie, she was going overseas anyway. And then when she got back, he was engaged.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I don't see no chick like, okay, look, with the thing we forgot about this, her mom put the battery in her back.
Which was what?
Which was, hey, Monica, when I was talking about Q can do better, I was talking about you.
Oh, when she got back?
Yeah.
From overseas.
She got back from overseas, working in the bank. Right. Her mom put that battery in the back, like, yo, that's you over there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I may be prissy, she said.
Right. You know, so that gave her the courage to go in middle of the night, get him out the room and try to play basketball.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
That was a great movie. Shout out to that movie. Shout out to a lot of people don't know Spike Lee was a associate producer of that movie. Mm-hmm. And one more fun fact, I'm a music geek, you know what I'm saying? People probably didn't know. The Girl Next Door, Music Soul Child, was about this movie.
Oh, okay.
Love and Basketball, right. It was about this movie. Yeah. So, yeah, shout out.
That was a good question. Let us know what you guys think about that. Do you guys think women would fight for their relationship? Do you see more women fighting for their relationship as opposed to calling it quits?
Yeah, and let us know what you think about, Q's behavior in Love and Basketball. And Monica as well. Like you said, a lot of women decide to stay in a situation that may not be good for them. And for whatever reason. Insecurity issues.
They don't know when to call it quits or when the relationship is over because they're comfortable or they're familiar or in their case they've been together technically since they was 10 years old even though they were friends. No, they were boyfriend and girlfriend at one point.
Yeah.
And he pushed her off the bike. See, that is disrespectful. See?
I'm telling you, man. It's a lot of disrespect from Q. I don't know if chicks is sticking around for that. I'm telling you. It was a lot of disrespect.
That was a lot. That's a lot of history they had. So, and I think people hold on to history as opposed to happiness.
And we forgot about the prom. He took Gabrielle Union to the prom.
Wait,
remember?
Hold on. You heard what I said?
What?
I think people hold on to history instead of happiness.
Hold on now. Wow, that was good. Where you get that from?
I don't know. I just thought about that.
Damn.
I don't know.
Wow.
Shit now.
Let me give you another one for that. Wow. That is.
And with history, all you do is have a bunch of memories, but it might not be good ones.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. We're going to go live right now.
All right, let's go live. Let's get into the
Let me see if I can get some people here, man. Again, man, you can check us out. YouTube. Hey, if you I don't know who don't have YouTube, but some people don't. If you don't have YouTube, man, Spotify, man. It's a big platform that has podcasts. We're on there. We're also on Apple Podcasts. Check us out on Anchor as well, Google Podcasts, all those different platforms you can check us out. Show some love, man. Don't be stingy, Black business.
Okay.
What we got up next, man?
All right, let me pull it up because we did post it in the story as always. So if you guys follow us, I'm sure you already know what we are about to get into. Hold on, wait. We got a DM coming in now. Let me see.
Oh shoot, Shonda, what up?
Okay.
It's gonna
So
have to get
I know you
serious
guys,
right now.
a lot of you guys who listen to us, you guys are familiar with Kevin Samuels. If you don't know who he is a image consultant, I believe.
Right. That's
Right?
one of his image consultant / entrepreneur. Yes. Continue.
Right. Well, he does a lot of videos and topics about modern women, modern men, high value women, high value men. And one of the questions that stuck out to us that we wanted to go over with you guys that he said was, let's see. Okay, so it says, do you agree with Kevin Samuels when he said single mothers can't get a high value man? 70% of our followers disagreed, and 30% agreed with that.
Okay. My lady, what up? Let me answer that first.
Okay, go ahead.
The question says, can a single mother get a high value man, correct?
Right.
This is what I'm gonna say. It's not impossible. I think that question it could have been brought in a little bit better. Like, yes, a single mother can get a high value man. The real question should be, is a high value man looking for a single mother? And I'm gonna say no. And people who listen and who don't know, let me break down to Kevin Samuels what a high value man is. A high value man is a man that.
Wait, we didn't get to that question yet. That's another question.
So what's this?
This is just the single mother. Can she get a high value man?
Right, but
we're gonna break that question down with the next topic because we got a few responses. Remember, we posted it in the story, so we got a few responses that we're gonna go over what they thought a high value man is and what they thought a high value woman is. But going back to that question, I would say, I mean, a lot of people, when you out in public, you really don't know what people come with, what their baggage is. You see the outside, you see their appearance, you see how they carry themselves, and that's usually what attracts you to them. You can't just go out in public and be like, oh, she's a single mother. Oh, she got 3 kids. Oh, she got 2 kids. You don't know. Usually when you go out, you go by a physical appearance, usually. Unless you guys just happen to be in the same circle and you kind of know their personality, know who they are, then that's different. But so to say they don't look for, I mean, that might not be part of their qualities that they look for in a woman. But if he has kids, does that change? Because it's like, that's such a vague statement.
This the thing. That's all I wanted to explain what it is. Most high value men don't have kids. Most of them are older. This is
and
by,
they don't have kids.
That's why you have to. If you watch the show, he explains exactly what it. That's what I wanted to get into. Most of the high volume guys are in their 40s.
And they don't have kids.
And most of these guys, like, in order for you, one thing is, what he explains is, a lot of these guys don't reach their peak as far as financially until you get in your late 30s, early 40s.
Okay, but you're saying they don't have kids?
A lot of these guys don't have kids. Now, they're not looking, again, what I was saying earlier, a lot of these guys make over 100 a year, 100,000 a year.
Okay.
So, and they're looking for younger women who don't have any kids.
Is that what you think, or is that what you heard Kevin
This is
Samuels
what
said?
he says on this platform that I watch every day, that you don't watch like that. That's why I'm explaining to you and the people that watch.
I mean, I've seen his stuff,
right,
but sometimes his stuff, it sounds like he be talking out the side of his neck.
Right. For people who don't know, who watch, you understand. If you don't, just check it out. This is what he goes by. When people in that situation, because he's around them, that's who he networks with, that's who he associates himself with. They look for women who don't have kids because they don't want baby daddy issues. Okay. For men in that situation, it's only one thing that they want from a woman, is to have a child, but they want their own child. So a lot of those men that age date someone that's younger than them. So they don't want a woman that has multiple kids, baby daddies, and all that. Is it impossible for a single mom to get a high value man? No. But
is it what?
Impossible.
Oh, okay. So you're saying it is possible for them.
It's possible, but like he explains in his platform, it's like winning the lotto, because a high value man is 9% for black men. The average income from a black man is $41,000 a year. So it's like trying to play the lotto and win. So is it possible? Again, is it possible? Yes. But are they looking for them? No.
According to Kevin Samuels. Okay, so that's Kevin Samuels speaking. What do you think?
And I agree with him with that because, like he also says, a high value man is going to exercise their options. Meaning that they have this much money. Why would I wife somebody who has kids from somebody else that I would have to take care of when I have access and resources to get pretty much any woman that I want to? So these men, they're going to sex you. They're going to have fun with you. They'll take you places. They'll buy you stuff. But they're not trying to wife you because what they want, you gave to somebody else already. And that's a child. That's the one thing that they want so they can leave a legacy. They can't leave a legacy off of somebody else's child.
I mean, I think that's part of it. Like, that's like one perspective, because I also feel like there are a lot of high value men who do have children. And so that's why I say that statement is so vague, because there's so many different classifications of high value men and high value women and single mothers. Like, all single mothers are not average and got a bunch of kids and baby daddy problems. So that's why I say it's such a vague statement. I guess it just depends on your point of view and who you're going after. Like, because you can find a single mother that's high value. There are high value single mothers. There are high value single fathers. So if you're only talking about the high value men who don't have children, then I would say, yes, I guess that makes sense what you're saying. But at the same time, that's just one classification.
So being that, let me ask you this question. There are more women than men in this world, correct? Yes or no? Yes.
Okay, yes.
The answer is yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
being Kevin Samuels,
no,
I'm just asking you a question.
I'm asking you a question.
B. Jarrell.
If it's only 9% of black men.
Oh my gosh! I can't
I'm just asking you a question.
You sound like I'm looking at you, but I'm hearing Kevin Samuels. I can't take you serious.
I'm always being regardless. If it's only 9% of the men in the world that make over 100,000, isn't it obvious that it's very slim to none that a chick that has multiple chicks that's average will get a guy that's above average if it's only 9% of the world?
Oh, that's not even a question. Like you all off topic. What?
I'm not. It has everything to do with it.
That's why I said that question is so vague, because it doesn't say average women. It doesn't say an average single mother. That's why I said that question is so vague.
But a single mother, to their standards, is average.
To who?
That's
but that's why I'm saying, okay. So in this question, because it's such a general question, that's why I say there are so many different classifications. Let me ask you, there are high value women that are single mothers, correct?
Correct.
So if there's a high value man that does not have children, but he sees a high value woman that may have a child, you mean to tell me he's not going to approach her because she has a child?
That goes to what I said earlier. Yes, it's possible. But a lot of those guys, again, according to him, and I agree, a lot of those guys want their own. They want their own child. They don't want to deal with baby mama, baby daddy issues.
So what is the percentage of high value men that's in their 40s that don't have children?
I believe he said 50-some%, I believe. But
so there's a 50% that does have children.
We could always look that up. But this is the thing about that. A lot of people call into this man platform, and that's what they want.
But we ain't talking about his platform. We talking about this question.
But that's where it comes from, his platform. So we have to address that. A lot of women call into that.
Men call in too.
But we're talking about how let's not deflect. A lot of women call in wanting high value men, and they don't have anything going for themselves, and they want a high value man instead of getting a man that is average like they are.
Okay.
Where it's a higher percentage. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I don't know how that ties into the question.
It really does, but if you watch it, you will understand, because it's
you keep
all
saying
together.
Watching, but what I'm saying is for that question in particular, we can go on and agree to disagree. I just feel like because there's high value men and high value women with children, I think that's why most people disagree with that statement, because it's such a vague statement. And now if you change the question, like what you're saying would make sense if you change the question to would a high value man date a average single mother. To me, that makes more sense because on one video, that's what you said, but that wasn't the question. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Continue.
So I think like I seen one of the ladies call in, and he told her this is what he said: "You're average. Right. You're average." And I think she had a 16-year-old son. The father wasn't in the picture or something like that, and she was looking for a high value man. So. Right. Yeah, he said that to her. And I mean, I'll probably disagree with that too, because I feel like depending on your environment and who the guy is, if he makes 100,000 or 40,000, most men at the end of the day just want a woman that's going to be supportive, caring, loving. Like how many kids she has necessarily doesn't mean that much to them if she's a good person.
To the average man. That's the point that he makes.
The average man, because look,
to the average man, it probably won't matter as much because then she's average, and that goes together. Again, like how he states, the high value man is not going to necessarily look for that because he wants his own. He doesn't want to be a stepfather. He wants his own. Right. Why would I mess with a lot of women call in there in their 30s or in their 40s? You know, your best years are behind you at that point. We have multiple kids. When you get older, you lose value. It's just a fact. Why would I get a woman that's losing value sexually, has multiple kids, when I could get that young 25-year-old that has no kids?
Right. And I think it's harder for women to believe it because a lot of women who are average are with high value men. Like a lot of women who may not
continue.
Maybe not, but they know what men like. You know what I mean? Women know what men like. Men like women. And at the end of the day, as long as that woman is supportive, respectful, I think that matters. In my opinion, that matters more than how many kids that she has.
My lady says, I got to go and listen and see what Kevin is talking about. Yeah, like if you watching the clips, it doesn't do any justice. You have to sit and watch the entire video because the clips is just not enough information. That's the thing. They're going to, right. Like I said, they're going, like, it's not impossible.
Right.
But it's just going to be sex. It's going to be gifts. But the ultimate goal, they're not going to marry you.
But
that's the ultimate goal.
In some cases, they do. You been with a high value man before?
No, but
how do you know?
Be real. Hey, we've been on. Hold on, I can tell you,
that's what I'm saying. Women are speaking from their experiences of being with high value men. Men are thinking from their experiences of just being a man. But a lot of those men who are saying that are not high value men and never been in a high value position.
He is. Who? He sees it. Kevin Samuels. He's around high. That's why he's saying
an image consultant.
But he's around high value men who he sees and knows and tell him this.
Right. So to your point, he's a high value man with a child too. He has kids, right?
Right, but he's not looking for somebody that's 35 and up. He's getting younger chicks. That's what he says.
Even though he has children.
Right. He dates multiple chicks. I don't think he's trying to get married again because he already has kids. But the people, the circle who he's around, they're not looking for people who already have kids. We've been on yachts with people who are high value men, and they don't have a bunch of baby mamas on the boat with them. They have dimes on the boat with them. Yeah,
but guess what? They not wifing them either. They just sleeping with them. They not wifing these chicks.
They might be average.
Same people that we've been on yachts with, their girlfriends are average, everyday chicks.
And they're not marrying them, right?
Some of them are. Some of them are married. Some of them are married.
You can get a whole lot of D and gifts, and that's it. But you ain't get look at your left hand. You're not getting
about the women who are just look good, about these model chicks. Men are gonna marry who they want to marry at the end of the day.
All these IG models ain't getting married.
Thank you. You just answered my point. They are not getting married. So whether you're an IG model or an average chick, it's up to the men at the end of the day, what she brings to the table, how she treats him, how she respects him.
Have you listened to when he asked them, what do you bring to the table? Have you listened to what they said?
My intentions, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, my intention span is not there. I can't sit and listen to him more than
I watch it every day, and the responses they give are garbage. They have nothing to offer. So why, and he asked them, what do you have to offer a high value man? They have nothing to say. Nothing that's worth a high value man talking to these women. It's a joke. It really is. He said you get a dog for that. It's the same exact answer. Oh, I'm gonna be loyal, companion. It's
Well,
it's not worthy.
Speaking of that, we did ask the question, what makes a man high value? What makes a woman high value? So
What they say?
some people did say, let me go through some of the responses right quick. Someone said, which I posted,
Shout out to Mario.
classy. They said this was the question: what makes a woman high value? Classy, respectful. Takes pride in herself, emotionally intelligent, knows her worth, upfront, and honest.
Okay.
He said a high value. Oh no, sorry, that's the other one. A high value woman is many things, but above and beyond, she is a woman who knows her value and only wants people in her life who values her too. She owns, loves, and respects herself and knows her life is no less abundant without a man in it, and that is what makes her a high value woman. So most of the responses when they talk about a high value woman, it's her character that seems to be over everything else. It's her character, not how many children she has, not that she's
high
a
value
sixth
woman.
right.
And
Same with the high value man. Some of the responses are pretty much the same. His confidence. He put a high value man knows how to master his mind moment to moment. He has a positive outlook because he knows he can do or have anything he puts his mind to. He doesn't allow any negativity to occupy his mind. He pivots his thoughts to the positive outcome he wants and moves forward.
X, what up? I see you. Yeah, the main thing that he says is because a lot of women that call in there are alone. So what he says is, why not get somebody that is equivalent to you? Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong being average. Like right. a lot of people feel like when you say you're average, you're okay, insulting.
But we're not talking about his show. We're only talking about these questions.
We're not talking about the. It has a lot to do with that though. But go ahead.
No, just on this question.
I was making a point, but go ahead.
It says, "What makes a man high value?" Right? What makes a woman high value? Those were the questions. Not who calls in, not who's average, nothing like that. So, in your own words, not Kevin Samuels, in your own words, what do you think makes a man high value versus what makes a woman high value?
Man, a high value man. Just being a leader. I mean, is he got it from somewhere? He's just outspoken. He's put it out there. So apparently that 100,000 a year has been out there. He just put it out there even more on his platform. Mm-hmm. But high value man is somebody who could just take care of himself, who could hold it down. When I say take care of himself, is able to do everything. You know, that's a high value man. So if the 100,000 is a part of it, then that's a part of it. But you know, as far as I also agree with they exercise the options. I believe that's a part what they don't have to settle for anything because they know they high value. Mm-hmm. So they know their worth and they know they can get anything they want to. So that's part of being a high value man.
Okay. And what would you consider, in your own words, a high value woman?
I would say it's similar, but at the same time, I feel like a high value woman knows what a man wants and she's cooperative. She's understanding. She listens. Even though she could hold on, she does realize that she needs a man in her life. I feel like that's a high value woman. Like she knows her worth as well. Mm-hmm. She knows that just like a high value man, she's not going to settle for a man who has 3 kids and 5 baby mamas. She's not going to settle for that. Some do, but a high value woman is not. She knows what a man likes. She's willing to submit and compromise with a man, even though she could do everything on her own financially because she's set. But she know that's that one element that she's missing. So to me, that's a high value woman.
Well, taking relationships out of it, because I feel like you could be a high value man or a woman without being in a relationship. Being in a relationship doesn't make you high value. Being who you are, being confident, it's all about your mindset, how you carry yourself with or without a man makes you high value. Same for men. Now, when you start dating and you start high value men and high value women start looking into that, I feel like people usually attract what they like and who they are. You attract, that's the saying, right? You attract who you are.
Right.
But in some cases, like perfect example in the movie Daddy's Little Girl, right? I would consider Gabrielle, I can't think of her name right at the moment in the movie, but in Daddy's Little Girl, Gabrielle Union was a high value woman right. with no children. But she liked the man with 3 girls who was potentially trying to own a car shop. And situations like that happen every day.
How
they
often?
Happen. I mean, I don't have the numbers, but you see it more often than not seeing it. You will see it. Like I feel like a lot of people, and I think it also depends on your preference, because again, some women like who you are as a person. Some women like who you are, who or what you can bring to the table. And if you're a high value woman, what you can bring to the table don't matter. It's your character. It's who you are.
I'm gonna disagree with that, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm only basing that off the movie Daddy's Little Girl.
Okay,
in that instance.
We could base it off that movie. Notice in that movie with Gabrielle Union, it was 3 of her friends telling her, "What are you doing? That ain't the man." So it's 4 women. So out of 4, only 1 woman thought the opposite of the other 3, which is, hey, you can go to law school and put all these time and do this and do that to settle for a guy who got multiple kids. I think that's more the reality.
I mean, that's facts, but at the end of the day, she still ended up with him.
Yeah, it was a movie, and she did. But and then you said that they look at more character.
I mean, high value women, I think how much a man makes is not priority. Money is not a priority. When you're a high value woman, money is not a priority for you. You're how you treat her, being respectful. To me, that's what they look for. Yes, it's a bonus if he does make the same amount of money, but she don't look for that.
I think she's
looking for someone to build with, someone to have a family with.
I think that if she went to law school or whatever, she wants a man that's equivalent to or make more than her. Dollars is a big thing with a high value woman. They're not going to settle for less. That's how I feel. Yeah, it's good that he's a great guy and all that, but you better be up equal to me or more. I don't think somebody that's making, let's say a woman is making 100 to 150 a year, I don't think she's going to settle for a guy that's making 41 a year. I don't care how good of a guy he is.
Well, I mean, you see it. I think we see it. But
I don't see it.
Y'all let us know what y'all think and comment. When
Shout out to the women that do it. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you applause on that if you out there that's doing it.
But it's no difference than like women who make more than their men. A lot of women make more than their men, and they're okay with that
nowadays. But they're not considered high value women.
But even the high value women, you will see women in corporate America making $100,000 a year with the freaking lawnmower or somebody that they may have a job, but they're not in corporate America. Let
me speak on this right quick. X says women usually don't down in economics. What I just said, I agree. Men usually date down to economics. I agree. A guy.
You just agree with everything.
No.
You just said men don't date down when they're high value.
High value man. Now
that's
a
what
regular.
He said. In economics.
He didn't say high value. He just said the men. A regular guy, we all know this. Would date if she looks good, she work at McDonald's. He talking to her. A high value man is not going to do it. A regular average guy would. And the same thing for a high value woman. She's not talking to that guy in Walmart.
Well, not Walmart, no.
Or if he's not making what she's making, she's not talking to him, man. She's not. That's just facts, man. They like, yo, I put in this time, I paid this money, I did all this hard work. If you ain't making what I'm making or more, I can't be.
I mean, those are her choices. I think she has more choices, but more options, right? But absolutely. I still feel like how much they make is not a priority, and that's not what she's looking for. That's not the first thing she's gonna say. Oh, I want a man that makes 6 figures because I make 6 figures. No, they're gonna want a man that respects them first. Before it's like, you have your priorities. Like you say, what's the top 3 things you want in a man? Him making 6 figures, probably
money will probably be up there.
In some cases, I think it will be up there, but not all. Not all.
Hey, man. I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn. But man, yeah, this finances is up there, man. Like those type of chicks is not gonna. Oh, it's what you said earlier. That's what I was gonna say. It was like you said some women would settle. I feel like a woman would feel like a high value woman would feel like if they're not If that guy's not making what they're making,
And-
they're settling.
Well, let me explain that. Why I say they settle it, because again, most high value women are like in their 40s.
Right.
So
Men as well.
sometimes it's not easy to find another black man in their 40s who making what they make, got good credit, and don't have children. So her options start to become slim. Yes, she's climbed up the corporate ladder, but it's going to be hard to find another black man that's on her same level. So I feel like they settle. Not all, but just
They
some.
do settle. Money means stability to women. It
Right.
does.
But all women, not
So-
just the high value ones. That's all women.
So if a man is making 35,000 and the females make 100,000, the 35,000 can support their lifestyle.
That's true. But look around you. Look at the people that you know. Personal. That all sounds good. But personally, how many women that you know like that?
Like what?
That are in corporate America and are with other corporate America type guys.
That happens a lot.
Okay. In your own situation, we ain't gonna call no names.
Okay.
You got friends, right?
Yeah.
Who have women that make a lot of money and they don't work.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I ain't gonna say no names. I'm
What?
not gonna say no names, but
I
I'm
know what
just
you're talking
saying,
about.
personally in your circle, yeah, that's the expectation, but what's the reality of that?
You got to think about it too. I'm going to take it a step further. What about your parents? Your parents ain't going to be cool with that.
Who?
As soon as you had that conversation with your pops. I done
Me
spent all-
personally,
No,
or
I'm,
just in
I'm saying in
general?
general.
Oh,
I done
okay.
spent all this money for you to go to private school and college, and you mean to tell me you finished law school and you dating a mechanic? How that's gonna fly?
But people gonna judge you no matter what.
But I bet they won't judge you if that man is making what she's making or more, because that's what's put out there.
Right, they're not, and that's the expectation. But I'm just saying the reality of it is once you get there, like you said, your options of finding a man that's high value and making the same
9%.
is low. It's very low. So in the reality of it, you see a lot of women, high value women, with men who don't make what they make,
So
but
let me-
they're good dudes.
So let me ask you this. Do you think it's a problem that an average woman is asking for a high value man when they're average?
No,
You don't have a problem with that?
I feel like at the end of the day, me personally, money should not be a priority. I don't care what society makes it think. I don't care
I
what
agree.
Kevin Samuel says. At the end
got
of the
nothing to do with
day,
Kevin Samuels.
I feel like who you are as a person holds more value than how much you make.
Let me tell you this, I agree with that. That has nothing to do with Kevin Samuels, but the world we live in,
Exactly.
world we live in?
The world we live in.
money is a factor. I was once told, "Hey, you watch Heat basketball games? I go to them." What the hell does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know, because anybody can go to a Heat basketball game.
No,
Or what does
to,
that mean?
to say it like that, that means a lot. That's saying a lot.
That ain't saying nothing.
Yes,
It's
it
one
is.
thing
Yes,
saying
it is.
I
It's saying a
play
lot.
in them,
No,
and
no,
to
no,
go
no.
to a Heat.
No, but depending on that person's profession, you know what they meant by that. That's saying a lot.
Now, if you can't go to a Heat basketball game now. God
No,
damn.
no. Depend on your profession. Now, if a regular person says that, they could be getting tickets, nosebleeds. So you know, okay, well, I could do what you do, but based on that person's profession, you talking about like sitting in the front row. That's why you said what you said.
Oh, like on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody making $100 a year is not
Okay.
sitting all the way in heaven.
Right. But
A
you don't
regular
have
person
to,
is.
I mean, we've gone to Heat games all the time, and we don't make $100,000 a year,
But
and
we're not sitting
we've
on the
had
floor.
good seats.
We're not on the floor.
I've sat where I could touch.
Come
I could have
on,
touched
man.
LeBron James at one point.
Come on.
But I wasn't. It wasn't on the floor. Now
Oh,
the
that's-
floor
that-
seats are different.
that's what I'm talking about.
And it wasn't during COVID. It was prior.
That's
to.
what I'm talking about.
It was prior
I've been to
COVID.
I've been to a playoff game when I sat really close as well.
Yeah.
I have, but you have to definitely read between. Let me see what he says. She's basically saying I am used to certain things,
Right.
and I agree. If you can't provide her lifestyle, that's a big thing, man. That's a big thing.
Right.
And I'll close it off with this. I have no problem saying, based on society standards, I'm average. I have no problem saying that. Like, I could be transparent with that and honest. I would not try to seek out somebody that's above average.
But that's your mindset. Because I would consider myself, not looks wise, not appearance wise, not physical wise, but based on my income and where I am in life, I would be average. But at the end of the day, I would never say I can't get a high value man. It's your mindset. It's your social skills. Can you be in a room and conversate with these people? I feel like I can.
I can too.
I'm very confident.
Based on what they're looking for, 80% of the world is average.
Right.
80%.
And based on experience, I mean, let's keep it real. We both had past. I've been with high value men, and it didn't end because they left me. I left them. I've had a kid. I was a single mother. Hell, I wasn't even working at one point.
What are the odds of that for everyone?
But that's what I'm saying. Most of my girlfriends are average women. Most of them, they've been with high value men.
Been with them.
And guess what? They left because a lot of high value men also come with controlling attitudes. They are controlling.
X says, Tiff, you have a vagina.
Thank you, but that's my point.
But this is the thing.
But that's my point. And wait, let me finish. That's my point. Because we have a vagina, that's our power to get them. Now it's up to our personality and our characters to keep them.
This is the thing. You can have the power. You do have the power because it's in the vagina.
But it's up to the individual.
Let me finish. If the end result ain't a ring, it means nothing.
But guess what? I've had two. I've had two rings from high value men.
You watch this man's show and he said the same.
2 rings.
You watch this man's show and he said the same thing.
But
how many times you been engaged too?
But guess what?
The end result wasn't matter. It matters.
It matters if the person who ended the relationship was not him. Because at the same time, a woman like me is not going to put up with certain things. I don't want a high value man if it's going to come with his controlling behavior. I don't want that.
Whatever it was,
it's only your mind. It's your confidence.
I agree with that. But whatever it was, if the situation didn't end with a marriage, it didn't work. Regardless if you left, regardless if he was controlling, whatever situation, it didn't work.
But why it didn't work makes a difference. You can't just disregard that. That plays a major factor.
And you can sit here and say you met more average guys than you met more high value guys.
Yeah, of course.
There we go.
But
that's it.
But going back to your point, a lot of my average guy relationships did not work. Hell, they average ass didn't even propose.
Everybody, like, again.
But that's going back to your point. You said it didn't work, right?
It didn't work.
But it didn't work whether he was average or high value. It didn't work.
If the end result's hell, people can propose to you and you never get married.
Exactly. But that's my point.
If the end result not a marriage,
that's my point.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But you have to consider the reason why it didn't work. That plays a major part because saying, it didn't work. Him being high value has nothing to do why it didn't work. He was
high value. That's what I'm talking about. He was high value.
And what about the average one? The average one didn't work.
He didn't propose to you, so it's just a failure as well. They're even. They didn't work.
Right, but their status has nothing to do with why it doesn't work. It's who you are as a person.
This is what it's about, man. This is what it's about. You have to, I definitely agree that you have to know your worth and be confident and all that, but at the same time, you have to be realistic. Precious cannot go out.
Says Kevin Samuels.
Says anybody. Says anybody. If you Precious can't go get a high value man. What's the name? What's the name?
Why you had to use
What's the chick name? What's the chick name?
But Precious got a high. If you're gonna use her, she got a high value man.
What's the chick name that be posing naked all the time and she tried to shoot a shot at what's his name? Ooh. And he shot her down. What's the heavy set? And she's not ugly. She's really big.
I don't know, but I know Precious got that white guy, right?
Yeah. What? Hold
and
on.
He makes what? How much money he made?
No. What is that chick? Lizzo. She shot a shot at somebody.
Who?
Lizzo.
I know, but who she?
I don't remember who it was, but it was a big time celebrity, an actor.
Mm-hmm. I'm just burping all in the mic, y'all. I'm sorry, my bad.
You gotta sanitize the mic. And he shot her down. But hey, people out there, give us your thoughts, man. Hey. Are high value men, obviously single moms can get a high value man, but are the high value men checking for these single women? Again, 9% of the world are black men that make over 10 or 100,000 a year. So you give us your opinion and thoughts on that.
Yeah, that was a good conversation. That was a good question.
Yeah, it was.
Who came up with that one? You or me?
I think you did. I'll get that to you.
I did that.
You did.
That was a good question. We want to know what y'all think, though. Seriously, y'all leave a comment
Yeah.
so that we can have a conversation for the next podcast.
Hey, X, I agree.
Oh,
Tiff,
he leaves
hold
a
on.
lot of comments. Thank
Hold
you,
on.
X.
X says Tiff makes you high value. Damn right. I agree with that. I agree with
I
it.
always liked him.
Hey, look, this the end result. That's what it's about. Let me see
I
what.
always liked.
Let me see what Diamond says. Diamond says values and financial stability is different. It is.
Yeah,
But in the
absolutely.
world that we live in, values and principles are secondary to finances, and it shouldn't be that way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just unfortunate. That's the world and society that we live in. Finances is first for a lot of people. A lot of people. Principles and character, all that is secondary.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the truth. I don't live that way. I don't. But yeah.
Let's repeat what he said again.
No, rewind it. You can rewind it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all out there that's on live, leave a comment, man. Like, share,
Please
support. We
leave
appreciate
a
you being here.
comment.
We about to be out though. We really appreciate y'all. All right?
All right. So you
All
ready
right.
to close it out?
Yeah, anything you want to say before we get out?
Nope. I think we covered everything.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And again, follow us on not only YouTube, the Thomas Game Podcast, but also follow us on IG, Twitter, and again, go to Spotify, listen to us on there, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Man, show some love, man.
Man, we gotta have a drink every night. That energy was pretty high. That was
Ooh-wee.
some good energy, though.
You act like you want to fight and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Damn, it just.
Well, that's without
let's
drinking.
just have a
That's
conversation
just
without-
without.
let's
That's
just have-
without drinking.
Look how I look right there. Let's just have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
It makes
man.
it boring. You don't want no boring chicks. If you did, you want to marry me.
You're right, man. You're right, man.
Or you know, boring chicks. So if you want calm and cool.
I just don't want to get stabbed or nothing. All right. Thomas Game Podcast, man. We out.
All right.